Senhor Vade Saavedra, poderia compartilhar sua pantalla? Tem alguém que pode ajudar o senhor a fazer essa parte técnica?
No, 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 no. ¿Listo? Sí.
Senhor Rolando,
Dice que ya
poderia
tengo todo
ajudá-lo?
listo. Ya está todo listo para compartir pantalla. Ellos ya me habilitaron para compartir.
Senhoras e senhores, devido ao evento do ILC América do Sul, teremos uma alteração no horário de início da aula de hoje. Começaremos a aula de hoje às 8h15 à noite.
So, brothers and sisters, due to the ILC South America event, we'll have a change in the starting time of today's class, and we'll begin by 8:15 p.m. So after 9 minutes, we will begin. Sorry for the inconvenience. Thank you for your comprehension. brothers and sisters, good evening. I would just like to announce that within 2 minutes we will begin our today's class for the HTM School. So please get ready, prepare your water, and let's get ready because in 2 minutes we will begin the today's class for the HTM School for Heavenly South America. So, brothers and sisters, we are sorry to announce that there was an unexpected change, and we will begin by 8:20. 8:20. After 1 minute, we will really begin. We, we, we apologize once again for the delay, but 1 minute later we will start. Thank you very much.
Boa noite.
Good evening, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, HTM leaders and Chombo families from Heavenly South America. Thank you very much for your presence this evening. We would like to apologize for this delay due to the ILC event all of South America. We had to start 20 minutes after our normal time, but now we are ready to begin our today's class. So before we start the today's class of the HTM School, in preparation for the second Chombo registration this October 10th, I'd like to offer a prayer. Please join me in prayer. Beloved Heavenly Parents, true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, thank you very much for this opportunity that you are giving to us to improve and continue our activity of the HTM School towards the second registration of Chombo families. We would like to ask you to be with us this evening, blessing us and opening our hearts to everything that will be shared during this class, and that this content might enter our hearts and then inspire and guide us to help to have great victories and return great joy to heavenly parents and true parents. May today's class move on only according to heavenly parents and true parents will. Stay stay with stay with us, and please bless all the people that will share with us and also that will ask questions, as well as Reverend Kim that will give his precious words. We would like to once again deeply thank you for this great opportunity and pray in my name, Ronilson Pascuato de Azevedo, bless your family, Aju. So, for us to begin our today's class, as you all remember, last class we heard the testimony of our victorious HTM, of his activities, and after that we had a Q&A session. So this evening also we will proceed in the same manner. First, we will have a testimony from a family, from a victorious HTM and Chombo family that will share their testimony. And after that, we will have a Q&A session. So during the presentation, those who have questions, please write them down, and then after that presentation, so you can ask and you can share about the topic and the contents that were shared. It is very important that we keep centered and aligned to the content, and then create create new questions in order for us to improve our activities as well. So for today's testimony, I would like to invite Mr. Vale Sayavedra. Let's receive him with a big hand. Hello. Good evening. Thank you very much, brothers and sisters of Subregion 2, and also from all heaven in South America. It's a great happiness to see you all. And it is I'm really glad to do this testimony that were asked. And I would like to thank all the brothers and sisters of Brazil from Subregion 2, and also to our subregional leader, Reverend So, as well as all other brothers and sisters of heavenly South America. So he's doing he's expressing his gratitude to the brothers and sisters. So his name is Endabor del Valle Sain Sayavedra, and his wife is called Kumiko Ichimoto.
¿Se ve ahí?
Can you see my screen? Yes. Okay. So, as I said, my name is Indabor del Valle Sayavedra, and he met the unification movement by February 19, 1979, when he was 25 years old. He met her parents, and after a short time after entering, he in the beginning of the 80s, Father called all the brothers and sisters from all around the world to begin the home church Providence. And by that time, we began the tribal messianism activities. By then, there were only 5 brothers and sisters. As you can see in the picture on the left. So beyond him, there was 2 sisters and also two brothers that started this Providence. And there's another pictures with the other pioneers, and from those times of early activities. So Father asked, Father asked us to begin the home church. So the Reverend Hill, then that was the Reverend, the central figure by the time after coming from America. He said that we had to elect an area in order to begin the home church, and by that time they had a place in a very well located place near close to the Lucila station in Buenos Aires, Argentina. And then right after him, he went to his area, and then promptly selected a place that had a total of at least 360 families. By then, Father always emphasized that was a time of doing home church activities, and that we had the goal to restore 360 families in order to inherit True Parents' victory. That was a legacy from True Parents, and that we had to to inherit. And they said that the area of the home church represented all the humankind, including both the spirit and the physical world. And if you were able to restore that area, you would be able to inherit all the messianic providence and 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 the messianic victory from True Parents. So by then he was around 25 years old, and he became very serious to follow True Father's direction. So he began, and then he elected a place then that was 3 squares of distance from the central church in order, and elected that place in order to begin the home church. And then he offered to God that place, asking for God to continuously bless all of them, and that he could do a great work in order to offer to God. By then he didn't go with the intention to to teaching them the divine principle, but he went with a heart to fully offer and serve that area, believing that True Parents were the Messiah. So he went with that heart, and with that they began the home church activities. Sorry. Sorry, seems like his camera had a problem. No. Sorry, seems like they had a small technical problem. So we had a small technical problem with the presentation, and right after some minutes or seconds, he will return. Sorry for the inconvenience. Let's just wait some moments, and then he will be back. Just a moment. Seems like the connection there is a little bit difficult, so we are still waiting for them to enter. he came back.
Sí.
Ok, bueno. Y bueno, comencé haciendo
So he started
iglesia,
by doing home church activities,
empecé cortando el pasto,
and then taking care of the gardens,
plantación que tenía esta gente rica. Y
cleaning the pools from the wealthy people that were living there in the area. He began like taking care of the environment and and cutting trees, cleaning the streets,
a veces le hacía mandado a los abuelos y a veces cuidaba a algunos niños porque
and even sometimes taking care
el niño salía
of children because some of the parents
urgencia, entonces yo me quedaba ahí
and and then he ended up taking care of the children.
ustedes vayan a hogar iglesia
And just like Father said, when you go to the home church activities,
y mueran allí
if possible, live there and die there. Sacrifice everything for that place.
entusiasmado con eso, quería ver.
So I was very
Empecé a
excited for that.
así
And on this foundation, on this foundation, he began to testify. And
del club atlético
and and among the people that he started to testify to, there was the
primera
there was a there was the president of a soccer team
entonces le escuchó el principio y le gustó mucho
that promptly has raised
especialmente
to the main division of the football of the soccer league, and
otro partil de acá
and that person started to listen to the divine principle,
y siempre nos
and
motivaba con pasajes
and then and they and they became very positive and always helped with the development of many activities, giving the bus tickets, help, helping with the transportation,
países así misioneros
and even
Japón
supporting international travels then that they used to do in order to advance the missionary work.
y ahí en hogar iglesia había gente de toda la
And then on that home church,
católica
people from all religions used to go, Catholics
y la
and
familia que eran
and people on of other religions that also attended
era una calle
the house,
y uno de los
including
jóvenes vino con
also they were able to meet a very traditional and very
no es hermoso mi
fanatic, religiously fanatic
estaba como
family there.
y en verdad este gurú tenía un aspecto lindo, brillante y entre mí yo pensaba este puede ser Moon, tiene cara de Moon, decía
And also
por
he met some other masters from other religions.
lindo y el más brillante entre mí
Mhm.
decía
Some like an Hindu master then that he met, and he found it them very handsome. But then he said then that my master,
hasta la gente
saying about True Father, that they were that he was even more
si alguna vez
more
ellos me habrían
handsome. But despite of that, during these activities, they were able to create a very positive environment,
me invitaban a comer, me daban gaseosa, no lo podían creer que los
and they had many, they were able to create a very good environment there through these home church activities. But after some time, we finished, and then there were changes in the structure, and then the home church providence was finished, and then we finished we ceased our activities, and he personally felt that beyond giving that beyond being a suffering to God and to parents' hearts, it was also a personal suffering for him to finish that kind of activities. But after that, he was able to to begin with his first three spiritual children, starting from Mr. Ruben Saavedra, Sergio Castellón, and Sergio Vallejos.
Al otro día agarré y le dije que el Mesías está en la tierra y que tiene que y que nos tenemos que unir. Entonces él agarró, bueno.
And then when he gave them the lectures for those who will be the spiritual children, when he declared that the Messiah was on earth, and that because of that they had to unite, because then they said yes, let's do it, and then starting uniting as spiritual family. Also, they had the opportunity to deepen the divine principle education through the lectures of Mr. Ricardo Ayerza, and then by helping, and then they were able to take part in this process, and then they were able to develop more and more a basis of spiritual children, and the majority, and at least 12 of those spiritual children of his were able to receive the blessing and create blessed families. So this is his wife, Mrs. Kumiko Ichimoto, that was born in 1969, and then she met the church when she was 18, and then they went to the 2017 couples blessing on Madison Square Garden in 1982. So by that time, the home church activities were ceased, but despite of that, he continued to testify. And he helped also in the development of the mission there in Buenos Aires with the establishment of other 3 centers. Now they as a family. And by the time that they returned from the blessing ceremony, they started helping the Providence there, and as a leader said by that time, this couple was to pay indemnity, but in spite of that, they were able to develop their mission activities, giving blessings, and continuously testifying. So these are pictures of. This was an extraordinary experience when True Mother went to visit the Santa Fe district by May 14, 2000. It was a great miracle. All the members were really excited and full of adrenaline. And in order to make the event successful, he always prayed to Jesus to be a victory, and because of that, he weren't able to sleep for weeks in preparing the environment for True Mother. In the right picture, there are his children presenting in front of True Mother. Also, many of the brothers and sisters that are high ranking today, they're in the sub-region 2, are also joined. So now he's showing them his path to become a Chombo family. And this is events first to liberate the ancestors here in Sao Paulo by 2001, and then more recently they took part in the Hyojon Chombo special workshop there in Argentina. And also here, there in Santa Fe, they began to to give the blessing activities there in Santa Fe. That is their mission area, and they always did home group activities, oikos activities, and also home dog family activities. So these are a family of acquaintances, then with whom they have a great relationship. Here in the middle picture, then pictures of him with with martial artists, and also Mr. Gustavo Giuliano, that is the leader for Tongil Modo in the subregion too, and also then the right picture is another family with whom they have a great positive relationship, and then developing these kind of oikos activities.
También participo en reuniones de meditación aquí en Santa Fe.
Also, they took part in many other in the meetings and gatherings of other religious groups there in Santa Fe region. And also, as he is an plastic artist, so 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 by the centered on the axis of the arts, he also was able to develop many other social activities through arts, and fulfill and have a great impact in the society through the arts. So these were really great experiences, and also using that as opportunities to testify, making those kind of external activities as doors for the people to enter. And through this social impact, he was also invited to take part in philosophy groups and other society level discussion groups. He also were able to create other to take part in many social and interreligious encounters, gatherings, and events. He was able to befriend many other religious leaders there in his mission area, as well as developing great relationships with other peace ambassadors and working with them. And through this and through this kind of eclectic relationship, they're able to spread their scope of activities to many areas as well. So here is his picture with a Catholic father, with a Catholic priest, as well as other rabbis as well. And this picture is very significant because he felt like embracing all the foundation of the Christianity, all the Christian foundation, having such a great development and great bonds for activities. Then this last picture was in the last summit before the pandemics back in Korea 2020. He and his wife where they were able to receive blessing again. So this is another picture with other families from Argentina. This picture in front of the Chombo one, and a place where they are able to connect with with the legacy of other elder brothers and sisters. So this is a very precious experience. Also here other pictures with other brothers and sisters, other Chombo families. And here is the last Chombo festival. They're in the Santa Fe headquarters back in October 10 of 2020. And it was a very immeasurable blessing that we received from True Mother. So here is a picture of of, of spiritual children and spiritual grandchildren that also became Chombo families. So within his tribe, he was able to they were able to create 12 Chombo families. So this is a great blessing from Heavenly Parents. And then he would like to close his testimony by saying that they're in the Santa Fe area. They are making a new beginning as Chombo families, and they are able to feel every time that mother declared. And trusted us as Chombo family. It is a great blessing that we can never cease to be grateful to True Mother. But despite of that, then this is a time for us to be humble and never to leave our position to help other families on how to reach the same or even a superior level than us. And one thing that I always say to people that ask me for counseling on how to testify, how to do witnessing activities, what I always say is to pray for them, and dedicate time for them, and especially always keep the vertical center to having your parents, true parents, and also with the spiritual word that in every activity that we do. Mm-hmm. The most precious thing in the world is to have spiritual children, according to him. And so we always need to ask for God to guide us in order to have spiritual children, how to reach the spiritual children, and guide them and educate them so they can become better and better than us, that they can feel repentance more and even be better than us. So finally, I would like to finish my testimony saying thankful to Heavenly Parents, true parents, for all the leaders, for all the spiritual children. He can say that he is very proud of all his spiritual children, and even their spiritual grandchildren that are, most of them, taking many public responsibilities, public missions. and also be grateful to all of those to all of those who made part of, of his history of thing that took part
Entonces a todos,
in their development as a Chombo family.
también como directora también mudó. O sea, todos están en la primera línea y eso me llena de
So
orgullo.
he is thankful that most of his spiritual tribe are in the front line of the providence, and this make him very proud.
Para Dios y los padres verdaderos. Y
And
realmente
and most of all, it becomes a great source of pride to to heavenly parents and also to parents again. So thank you very much, and may God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Muito obrigado, pastor.
Thank you very much, Pastor Valles Sayas, pastor of the Santa Fe City.
Mencionar no início,
I forgot to mention this in the beginning. So now, and as we said before, those who have any question related to the related to the testimony or their activities, you can raise your hand. You can write them in the chat as well.
da melhor maneira possível.
So so we can convey the question in the best way possible. So we have already one person. Let's let them talk.
bajar esa se va a caer.
Muy buenas noches, Nikita.
So good evening, everyone.
Quería agradecerle por la
Sorry, I'm not a. So he's thanking Mr. Saavedra for the testimony. Mhm. And what and he's asking what was his great motivation in order to fulfill his mission as a victorious HTM and also as a Chombo family.
Por supuesto,
So his answer was first
a él para darle hijos
the
a él porque él
the love for
me educó desde niño. Yo nunca
the love
tuve
for Jesus,
le pedía siempre que
with whom he was first educated. Him
personas mejores
he was a child,
espiritual
and
a Dios porque sé que lo que
and
le agrada a Dios son sus hijos.
and also
Los hijos
God's
espirituales son
and also
con el
and also through parents' will
más
and the value that they place
se compara
on
con
achieving spiritual children.
millones de seres espirituales
Spiritual children are more valuable than all the treasures in the world,
a los padres verdaderos y de recibir la bendición. Entonces,
and there is no more there's no greater treasure than to receive and to achieve spiritual children,
el padre dice que
and
cuando uno va,
and having this heart
cuando uno entra
toward spiritual children, we can this is the greatest motivation. Father said that when we go to the spirit world, God will ask you,
¿dónde está tu tribu?
where is your tribe?
Porque
God will ask,
vayamos con nuestra tribu, entre
because Father said that God wanted us to go with our tribe to the spiritual world,
toda nuestra tribu.
singing praising songs to God with all our tribes, with millions of people together with us.
33 familias sustanciales que se multiplican, o comenzando con 12, hay que enfocarse en
So it doesn't matter if you have already 43 spiritual children, or even if you begin with 12, you must make them multiply
entonces muy
in
importante
this world. So it is very important
comenzar con 3, pero
to begin with 3, with 12 families.
levantar un poquito la cabeza, después con 36,
Mhm.
etcétera.
So when you have at least 12 spiritual children, you can raise your head a little bit, but but and then increasing that while while you reach more and more spiritual children. But first of all, you need to reach three spiritual children.
con 36 parejas y son la esfera en el mundo espiritual está formada por
You
estaciones
can go to the spirit world when you have at least 30,
podemos tener 12,
36
decena
blessed
de
couples.
parejas y multiplicarse, etcétera. El camino que nos
And on that basis, you can multiply in order to reach the whole world.
hoy nosotros estamos en una era muy
Now we are living in, a, in an area that it is very possible.
familia, pero hay que ir nomás,
Mhm.
¿no?
And and even if you have 12 families, you need to continue advancing. You need to go to an area, go there, create relationships, salute people, create this kind of positive relationships with people there,
Tenemos que ir.
make action, and and then and then take over that that village, that vicinity.
Dar la vuelta ahí y ahí sucede. Ahí
So
suceden
then
cosas.
you can
Como
develop
dice el padre, vayan a hogar
your
iglesia,
work.
aunque sea un perro lo va a morder y va a ocurrir cosas,
Just like True Father said, go and do your home church. Even if you are even if a dog bites you,
y a mí esa
that doesn't matter. Do not change your motivation and the purpose for what you are doing that. So that's what I would like to say as being my greatest motivation. That is the will of all of true parents and heavenly parents. So thank you very much for your answer.
Gostaria de fazer alguma pergunta,
If anyone else would
levantar a mão na câmera
like
ou
to
aparecer no sistema também que nós
like
percebemos.
to ask a
Quando
question,
aparece uma pessoa,
you
chegou
can
uma pergunta,
write
na verdade,
you can write in the
essa
chat.
pergunta nós fazemos para todas as pessoas que dão testemunho,
So
porque
so while we are waiting,
uma estratégia
we
diferente, uma visão
we
diferente
always ask this question
suas
for
experiências. Então, essa
for all
pergunta
those
foi
who do
feita
witnessing.
na semana
So
passada e eu
so
gostaria
this
de fazer
question was made in the last week, but we would like to ask it again. So we know that one of the difficulties, one of the hardships that the HTM have is the hardship to to keep educating the spiritual children after they know the divine principle.
após terminar o estudo do princípio divino, pode
I mean,
fora da igreja
after finishing the study of the divine principle, and as the experience shows us,
espiritualmente
uh,
falando,
many
conteúdo
many spiritual children go leave the church after they finish the divine principle education because the HTM, the pastor, the, the, the missionary doesn't have the, the structure to keep educating the spiritual children after finishing the divine principle education. So the question is, what are your tips, your recommendations, and your strategy to keep this lifelong education of the divine principle? So his answer is that the root is that the spiritual parents need to be absolutely united with the heart of heavenly parents and true parents. And because the spiritual parents are are, are absolutely united with God's heart, then he will be able to to convey that to the spiritual children. Because if the spiritual parents are a little bit loose or not that firm with God's heart, then that will become them that also will be conveyed to the spiritual children as well. So father used to say that the spiritual parents are more important than the biological parents. And that the spirit in the sense that the spiritual parents give to the spiritual children an eternal life. So so they have to pray, take care, love day and night, all the moments, and express that you need to pray for their families, for their ancestors, and when you meet them, you need to hug them, you need to express your love. to them. Not not as a theory. You need to spiritually and even physically embrace them, hug them, and pray that God, Heavenly Parents, can give them wisdom and guide the spiritual children in every moment. The spiritual parents need to pray and act in order for the spiritual children to be protected and guided by heavens every moment of their lives. Mhm. and and you need to take a special care of them because they are inserted in the tree of our tribe. So that's why we need to value and really take good care of of all of them. So, so so if we are victorious in having spiritual children, then nothing will be lacking to us. We will be victorious in everything. We need to love them, and just like heavenly parents and true parents love them, we are bridges through which heavenly parents and true parents' love can reach our spiritual children. So just like heavenly parents and true parents love our spiritual children, we need to love them in the same way. Is it okay?
Ok, muito obrigado. Alguns dos participantes
Okay,
gostariam
thank you
de
very
fazer
much.
alguma
So other participants would like to ask a question. You can raise your hand.
mais uma,
Otherwise, we have
chat, mas
another question that
pudesse fazer
that was here in our chat, but we would like to for one of the participants to ask the question first. So we are waiting.
Ok, então eu vou fazer a pergunta que nos chegou aqui.
So I will say the question that we got through the chat, and 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 in your testimony you said that you work in a place of very wealthy people. So so the question so the question is if he had if he had experience in working in less developed, less wealthy communities, and if yes, what was the experience? So his answer is that yes, then he had experiences, and during in those areas he acted as a hairdresser for those poor people, and also still he is continuing to do this kind of activities and to help them in more practical ways, and helping them, comfort them, and counsel them in their personal issues, just like divorce, separation, this kind of issues. So despite those families being very humble, having nothing material, there was so much love with them that he felt really inspired by through this give and take action with their love.
Ir también a otros niveles, ¿no? Quiero encontrar personas, como siempre digo, que puedan darle jerarquía a nuestro movimiento.
And even now he still carries this heart that he like, and that he wants to meet many different people with whom he can connect to the heart of heavenly parents and to parents, especially there in his mission area, working with all the levels. So so despite So despite him, he having worked with many wealthy people and well-established people, one one of him, he never forget and never ceased to work with more humble people, because this is the situation of many of our brothers and sisters when they met through parents for the first time.
Ok, muito obrigado
So
pela.
thank you very much. Thank you very much for your answers. We really could learn a lot about about through the experiences of Pastor Baez Saavedra. We thank you for your time preparing this report, and we pray to God to continue blessing you and your family and your mission. So now, since we don't have more questions, we would like to receive Reverend David Kim to the main words of today. Thank you very much. Let's receive him with a big hand.
Hello, everybody. Heavenly Tribal Messiahs in Heavenly South America. Thank you for today's testimony and report and questions. Yeah, so I can see all the blessed families as the Heavenly Tribal Messiahs are really serious and working to fulfill our responsibility and really challenge to become a Chambo family. Today, I have been working in Korea and met some leaders in the Cheongpyeong Workshop Center to clarify our Heavenly South America situation, actually, especially for the Chombo workshop, Hyojong Chombo workshop, in order to have ancestors liberation and blessing ceremonies. Actually, this coming Sunday, day after tomorrow, there will be the Chombo workshop centering on Region 2, and also March 28th, the last Sunday of this month, it will be held at the Brazil Region 1, and also each one region per month. So I have been talking with workshop, branch, director of branch workshop center, and we agree that this year, centering on True Mother's special direction, which is that all blessed family need to challenge to become Chombo family. So we will provide opportunity every month for potential Chombo family to be able to finish the liberation and blessing through the Chombo workshop this year, especially March, April, May until June. So March, April, May, we have workshop in Latin America. So as I already shared with you, if we really want to finish the Chombo, the HTM mission, and then become Chombo family, at least before until this year June, we have to finish the liberation of 430 ancestors. So that's the due date. So I will I will ask with the Korea Changpyeong Workshop Center to be able to provide one more Chumbo workshop on June. I don't know their kind of management with other content, but as the last one, so we if we have Chumbo workshop on July on June, everybody will make a due date, last final line and focusing on finishing liberation. And then we have August and September, right? September. There will be the September 5th, the Costa Rica, we will have, but if possible, I will discuss to hold one more the Chumbo workshop at the end of September or early October, before the October 10th. I have a kind of assignment to do that. But anyway, I will do my best to provide the opportunities to fulfill 430 vertical kind of building tribe as much as possible. So still we have to work on 430 horizontal as well as a vertical. So so you can have a certain kind of commitment and a plan to register to have the liberation before the June. So I hope everybody here in the HTM school will be able to register for the ancestors' liberation at that time. So as long as we are so serious and we committed ourselves, not with our kind of self-centered kind of goal, not kind of selfish kind of goal or self-centered way, right? That means please don't put any region from your own or your family kind of situation. Just focusing on what true parents really want to do that. So once again, I emphasize how we are able to achieve this 430 horizontally and vertically, even in short time, by accomplishing absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience. We will be able to achieve. What does it mean? Absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience. In other words, absolute means not through my own decision, not by my own, right? My own purpose, not by my own thinking, mindset. Absolute means whatever I'm doing, whatever I committed, whatever I make action, whatever I have a process, everything must go on what? God-centered. That means we have to build up the God-centered commitment and a God-centered action and God-centered steps. And I'm sure time doesn't matter. Please make a plan, a goal and plan, not with your own plan. Just try to follow God's plan, true parents' plan, spiritual world plan, right? That's the God-centered enlightenment. Now it's a time for you to get rid of self-centered decision and the self-centered enlightenment. I'm sure as long as we are able to practice and perform this God-centered motivation, God-centered action, that's gonna be the absolute faith, absolute love, absolute obedience toward the heavenly parents and true parents. I hope everybody challenged to change your perspective, your enlightenment from self-centered to God-centered. And then God will show the way. Spiritual world will become with you and then guide the situation. Finally, we will be able to see how spiritual world and physical world work together. And then that result gonna be the so-called miracles. I believe everybody is ready. Are you ready to go that way? Can you show the power of a blessed family? What is the power of a blessed family? Blessed family's power is true parents' power. The power of a blessed family will be the power of heavenly parents. That's why please don't think I am doing. No. Let God and the spiritual world do something. Let God and the spiritual world move. Let God and the spiritual world create result through you. That's absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience. So let us find out the real way and the practical experience for the absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience. The only way so that we can work on that no matter how long, no matter what kind of situation exists before us. Okay, so we have a fully enough time to finish it, liberation of 430. And then also we have a fully enough time to make a 430 horizontal try before even June, end of June. Let's have confidence. And then please trust your faith and your power as heavenly tribal Messiah. Once you have a solid conviction and proud, and I'm sure you will show God's existence to humanity. That's our destiny. That's our fate in the era of Chanilgo. Right? God doesn't want to lose any single blessed family in the era of Chanilgo. God wants everybody move up to the kingdom of heaven 천일구 and become the owner of 천일구. So let us become owner of this coming world by becoming Chumbo family. Okay, are you ready? Can you finish it? Everything before the end of June. We have more than 3 months. Why not? Let us really create miracles. 아주 join me prayer. 기도합시다. 존귀하신 하늘 부모님, 사랑하옵는 천지인 참 부모님, 참으로 크신 축복을 저희들에게 허락해 주심을 감사드리옵니다. 하나님을 알고 하나님을 중심으로 한 절대적인 진리를 알게 된 감동을 잊을 수가 없습니다. 부모님을 알게 되어서 저희들이 가야 될 절대적인 길을 알 수 있는 그런 영광의 은사를 가짐에 진심으로 감사를 드리옵니다. 더 나아가서 이제 정말 축복을 받고 축복 가정으로서 구원의 길을 출발해서 이제 완성의 길을 다 걸어서 개성 완성의 하늘 부모님의 창조 목적을 완성할 수 있는 최초의 인간이 되어진다는 이 벅찬 감동을 저희들은 막을 수가 없습니다. 그것이 바로 천보 가정으로서 제 모든 축복 가정이 신종종 메시아의 사명을 종횡으로 완수하게 될 때 저희들은 천보 가정이 되어지고 천보 가정은 바로 개성을 완성하는 기준에서 가정 완성과 만물 주관을 향해서 나아가는 하늘 부모님이 허락해 주신 창조의 이상이요 목적인 3대 축복을 이 땅 위에 실체적으로 건설하고 완성하는 놀라운 이 시대의 은사와 축복의 길을 저희들은 참 어머님의 인도로 가게 되어사옵니다. 올 10월 11일에도 제2차 천보 입적식을 허락해 주셔서 축복 가정들의 저희들이 할 수 있는 한 많은 숫자가 모두가 이제 천보 가정으로 되겠다라는 각오와 결의와 그 결심 위에 이제 절대 신앙, 절대 사랑, 절대 복종으로 오로지 하늘 부모님만을 생각하고 오로지 탐부모님께서 말씀하신 것만을 생각하고 그것을 위해서 영계와 함께 일을 할 수 있는 간절한 마음, 나의 기준과 나의 생각과 나의 동기가 나의 동기를 넘어가는 그 길을 걸어갈 때 저희들은 기적을 통해서 오늘 이 땅 위에 천일국을 만들어낼 수 있다는 사실을 참없는 통해서 배웠습니다. 이제 남은 6개월간의 이 기간을 통해서 정말 이 신종종 메시아 학교에 들어와 있는 모든 신종종 메시아가 책임을 다해서 천보 가정이 되어질 수 있도록 하늘이 격려하여 주시고 축복하여 주셔서 모든 길을 인도해 주시기를 간절히 바라옵고 원합니다. 이제는 저희들의 결의와 각오와 하나 되는 그 길만이 새로운 세계를 창조해낼 수 있는 그러한 역사를 이 인류 앞에 보여줄 수 있는 축복 가정으로서의 그 길로 인도해 주시옵고 그 길 위에 하늘에 놀라우신 사랑이 많이 함께 해 주시기를 간절히 바라옵고 원합니다. 한 주일간 또 정말 저희들이 정성으로 전략을 세우고 계획을 세워서 실천해 나갈 수 있는 그런 매일의 발걸음으로서 인도해 주시기를 간절히 바라옵고 원하면서 이 모든 말씀을 축복 중심 가정 김동우 이름으로 보고드렸사옵나이다. 아주.
Aju, muito obrigado a
Thank you
Deus,
very
aos
much.
pais, muito obrigado ao
To
reverendo
Heavenly
David
Teacher
Dom Kim.
parents, thank you very much, Reverend Kim, for cheering for us and giving us strength and showing the way and giving us conviction for us to achieve victory in our activities of HTM. Thank you very much for all the participants for being present here. We are also in the YouTube we we will also continue our activities in the next week, and starting the week through this activity of the HTM school. It's a very good opportunity for us to advance and then come back to gather more energy in order to advance more and more strongly. So we will meet again in the next Friday. Thank you very much for your participation. Thank you very much, Heavenly Parents, Angel Parents, and Reverend Kim once again. And now you can open your mics and camera in order to give our last salute. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Boa noite, obrigado.
Boa noite para todos.
Buenas noches.
Muchos hermanos, hermanas.
Hermanos, hermanos de todo el país.
Saludos a
Buenas noches, buenas noches. Elena.
todos.